overview of the NBA season so far and what was kind of supposed to happen versus what actually did happen. Last year, the OKC Thunder, to me, they had like their best chance at a legitimate playoff run post KD. Russell Westbrook had his third straight year averaging a triple-double. He was going crazy. That's what he does. Paul George had his best year as a pro, averaging 28 points, even being in the MVP conversation. Steven Adams, I mean, he wasn't crazy great, but he did have his best year as a pro. That dynamic seemed perfect for at least a second round playoff run. But as we all know, they met Portland and they collapsed in 5 games. Like, that was just so embarrassing to me, especially how they lost. It was just ridiculous. Then Paul George asked to be traded and left for a better situation. Russell Westbrook got to reunite with Harden, and the OKC relevancy seemed to vanish in a matter of like a week. Like, it was just gone. And if you're on Twitter or IG, you've probably seen this infamous picture of ESPN giving OKC a 2% shot at making the playoffs. Matter of fact, I remember I made a poll about who was going to go the furthest in the NBA season before the season even started. And y'all had OKC at 4 or 5% as far as who was going to go the farthest, because nobody believed in that team. And now, as I look at it, they have a better record than every single one of those teams on that poll. And last year, they won 49 games with the MVP candidate and 2 All-Stars. This year, they're on pace to win 51 games. I mean, literally, it is no debate. OKC, they're the surprise team of the year, and they have like the greatest rebuild I've ever seen in my entire life. They managed to stay relevant for their fans, and their future is stacked. The 76ers, they're definitely the most disappointing team this year. Think about it like this. The Raptors lost their best player. The Celtics lost Kyrie. The Pacers didn't have Victor Oladipo for the first 49 games. The Nets didn't have KD, and really they didn't have Kyrie for the majority of the season. So it was butt naked for Philly to at least be a top 3 seed. And right now they're the 6th seed. Like, I haven't seen a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde team quite like Philly in my entire life. Like, think about it like this. Right now, they're 39-26. 24 out of their 26 losses are on the road, which basically means at home, they're damn near unbeatable. They're 29-2 at home and 10-24 on the road. In their last 10 away games, they're 1-9. In their last 10 home games, they're 10-0. If they played every game at home, they would dead ass shatter Golden State's 73 win record season and all that, but you can't play every game in your backyard. Almost every preseason standings prediction thing I can find, they all had Philly as a number 1, 2, or 3 seed. So for them to be as low as they are, the 13th record in the NBA and all that, bro, like that's pretty embarrassing. Zion Williamson, he was supposed to be good, but he wasn't supposed to be this damn good, this damn fast. To only have 19 games played and to only have 3 of them under 20 points mid-season, bro, that's OD. To come in mid-season and break Carmelo's 20-point streak and all that as a rookie, bro, that's crazy for a rookie mid-season. But most importantly, to even be mentioned with Ja Morant, who's more than tripled his games played for Rookie of the Year, bro, that's unheard of. To me, I mean, if you really look at it, he is way ahead of schedule. He's not even in shape yet, and he's doing this. Watch when he gets more games and more experience and all that stuff under his belt. He's going to damn near be unstoppable. And as far as the Pelicans go as a whole, the Lonzo-Zion connection, bro, that seems to be like a match made in heaven. Lonzo being out of LA was clearly way overdue. If you look at Lonzo's last 10 games, it's been special, especially for Lonzo's standards. And also, almost like the forgotten man now, Brandon Ingram, he's a certified bucket when he's like the focal point of an offense. If you look at his usage rate this year in comparisons to his first 3, you can see the significant increase for his overall averages and his overall production. I definitely believe if that core was together all year with JJ Redick and Drew Holiday, that experience and all that mixed with that young talent, they would have definitely been like a 5th through 8th seed lock for sure. But they just really didn't have the time. And if the NBA is over, they definitely didn't have the time. The Knicks, they've been pretty much just as expected, a complete disaster. I mean, we all kind of questioned the combination of their young players with their veterans, Marcus Morris, Julius Randle, and Dennis Smith Jr. Like, it just seemed weird. And then David Fizdale got fired 22 games in which that's really unfortunate for his career and his resume because he really has a good rep around the league. He just got dealt a disgusting hand. Marcus Morris, I mean, thank God for him. He got bought out and went to a way better situation with the Clippers. Julius Randle, he's having the best year of his career and nobody seems to care. Dennis Smith Jr., I don't know what the hell happened to him. Spike Lee allegedly got blocked from going to a game after it just came out. He spent like $30 million or $10 million over the last 30 years going to trash Knick games. Like, bro, it's just been crazy. They went 0 for 4 for free agency, losing Jimmy Butler, KD, Zion, Kyrie. And as expected, they're trash, like as expected. Golden State, I mean, they were supposed to be at least a contender, but they went from having the best team in the NBA for like the last 4 or 5 years to having the absolute worst this year. Before the season started, we all thought we were getting a lineup of at least Steph Curry, D'Angelo Russell, Draymond, Willie Cauley-Stein, and possibly Clay sometime around the playoffs, but it just all went left. 4 games into the season, Stephen Curry broke his hand, probably prolonged the process of coming back because he probably felt like it was no point. Draymond Green, I mean, come on, bro. It's Draymond Green. He couldn't do nothing without his superheroes. D'Angelo Russell, we all knew from the go, like he was a rental. And Willie Cauley-Stein, I dead ass forgot he got traded to the Mavericks. I didn't even know he played for the Mavericks until I was doing my research for this video. I'm sorry. I just didn't know. He was just that much of a bust for him. And now, before the season got canceled temporarily, their best player was Andrew Wiggins, which is kind of odd. But I will say, look out for them next year because they do have the worst record in the NBA. So they'll probably have a top 5 pick mixed with the players they already have. That can be pretty dangerous. The Houston Rockets, they were the team that I feel like most people, they absolutely had no idea what was going to happen. When they acquired Russell Westbrook, I mean, you had some people like Jalen Rose saying they were going to be the top seed in the entire Western Conference. And then you had some people like Colin Cowherd saying they weren't even going to make the playoffs. I mean, we had all the memes. Even on the first game, they got like into a little bit of a debate, which to me was nothing. But some people blew up like, oh, man, Harden and Russell, they arguing already. This is going to be a hell of a season. Like, nobody knew what to expect from 2 usage rate high or high usage rate players. Like, we just didn't know. But what actually did happen 64 games in? Now, I think most people expected like a bunch of turmoil between Russell Westbrook and James Harden. In fact, I even found an article by ESPN that voted the Rockets as the #1 team that's likely going to have the most turmoil. But in my opinion, they really haven't been like the most tumultuous team. To me, their season, it's just been like a bunch of experiments. Like, if you look at the beginning of the year, Harden was damn near averaging 40, opening up that ridiculous conversation of him being the best scorer ever and all that. But then mid-season, I think they realized, like, we're not going to win a championship doing the exact same thing we did with Harden for the first 7 years. Also, I think D'Antoni realized mid-season, what was the point of trading CP3 for Russell Westbrook to try to use Russell Westbrook like CP3? Like, it was literally no point. So they tailored the offense more for Russell Westbrook and they traded Capella, and it worked for a little moment. Like, when it was working, I can't hold you, bro. It was pretty cute. Like, they ain't had no big man. It was playing finesse basketball, hitting all these threes. I made a few videos. Russell Westbrook was dunking. It was pretty cute. But once that elephant in the room showed itself, them not having a big man, it got pretty ugly. They lost 4 straight. They got out-rebounded and lost to the Knicks. They got out-rebounded by 31 to the New York Knicks, and it just looked pretty bad. hopefully the season resumes so we can see how that story ends, because it is very intriguing to me. But so far, I would just say the Rockets, they've just been a very experimental team that really just didn't get the end yet. So we'll see. The MVP prediction, I think that was pretty accurate if you ask me. The predominant favorite was Giannis, and if the NBA ended today, I think Giannis should win. I mean, he's on pace to break the PER record in NBA history, which is crazy. He's 49-9 while he played. That's a 70-win pace, which is ridiculous. He's the MVP, and I think everybody kind of got that right. And last, but certainly not least,
I think the only guy in the world who could actually do it did it tonight. Kawhi Leonard made LeBron James not look athletic.
Number 5, I have 2 words going for you.
Get out of here.
Load management.
Oh, come on.
LeBron James is going into his 17th season.
Yeah.
I project he'll play around 70 games.
Although Jalen was wrong about the number of games he anticipated for LeBron and all that, he was kind of right in his ideology about LeBron's load management. He's only missed 3 games this year, so he's on pace to play 78 games, which I don't think a lot of people expected. But he is playing his career low amount of minutes per night. And when I was looking up that stat, it's crazy that his rookie year, this man played 39 minutes per game. If you look at the highest minutes per game played now by a rookie, I believe it's like 32 by DeAndre Hunter. So you could just see how the NBA changed. But as far as the Lakers go, I don't think anybody expected this type of success this fast. Number one, they have the best record